What's up, fam? This your boy Cut to the Chase TV. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure to share this video. I got some news for you Negroes today. Memphis rapper Project Pat's son was shot and killed at the age of 21, and the moment the news hit the internet, everybody's acting surprised. Everybody's shocked. They can't seem to fathom why the beloved Memphis rapper's son was shot and killed in his own hometown. I'm not one of those people. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised, because to be honest with you guys, you're least safe in your own hometown. Time and time again, we read the articles, we seen the news clips, such and such rapper gets gunned down in their own hometown. It's just not safe. And if it ain't safe for the rappers to be in their hometown, it's not even safe for your children. Didn't we just see that with Gilly? Gilly running around talking about, I'm the king of Philly. I run the Philly. This is my block. What happened to his son? His son got gunned down at the corner in Philly. Project Pat. Everybody giving him his roses. Oh, Project Pat is a beloved Memphis rapper. He's a legend. He turned his life around. He's a pastor. What just happened to his son? His son got gunned down in the heart of Memphis. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. Everybody's asking the one infamous question. Why was his son in Memphis? Now, some people say that question is disrespectful. Some people say it's unsympathetic. We should have asked that question, but that's a real legit question. Everybody's saying Project Pat is well off. Everybody's saying Project Pat is a legend, got a little money in his pocket. Why is your 21-year-old son still living in Memphis? I get that's where he's from. I get that's his hometown, but we all know what Memphis is about. Gang banging, murders. Memphis is a hellhole. We see it on the news every day. That ain't nowhere you want to be. That ain't no environment you want to put your seed in, especially when you got the means to get out of that environment. I get he's 21. I get he gonna do what he do, but I gotta ask the question for y'all. He should have got the hell out of Memphis. Now, some people are saying, what's the motive? It was a snowy day, January 10th. He got killed sitting in the vehicle. He died on the scene. Who would want to harm Project Pat's son? Was he a gangbanger? Was he really with the shits? To be honest with you guys, that don't even matter. Because you ain't even got to be a gang member to lose your life in Memphis. We know how Memphis is. We know Memphis turns out the worst in people. Y'all remember the NBA player Ja Morant? When he was in high school, he was a well put together young man. When he went to college, he was well put together. He come from a loving family. His dad gave him special training when he was young to make it to the NBA. The moment he get drafted by Memphis, he start wearing the gold grill. He start dyeing his dreads. He start waving the strap around. He constantly gets suspended. He mugging everybody. It done turned him into a super thug. Ja Morant is the most thuggish NBA player, all because he's living in Memphis, so he even turned on him. Memphis brings the worst out of everybody. So I don't think that's somewhere you'll want your child to be. I'm just being honest with you guys. And everybody's saying, well, Project Pat is a legend. I hate this for Project Pat. He just turned his life to God. The streets don't give a damn about none of that. The streets don't care about your potential. The streets don't care about you being a legend. All the streets care about, who is this in my hood? Can I F them over? Because think about it. We always talk about the youngins. We always talk about how violent they are. We always talk about this drill culture. We always talk about the glorification of murder and catching a body. What do these young dudes do? They catch a body and they wear it as a badge of honor. So if you got Project Pat's son in your neighborhood, he might be doing some mischievous shit. If you got a chance to get that body, you'll even be even bigger, because now that body got pop culture attached to it. So you know the young nigga is wearing that hat. He loving that. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, guys, I'm going to read you guys this article, and we're going to try to piece together why this happened, because this is very sad and this is very tragic. Let's go. Boom! Here's the news article. It's a Project Pat's son, Patrick Houston Jr., dead at 21 following Memphis shooting. Let's continue reading. Project Pat's son, Patrick Houston Jr., has passed away after being the victim of a shooting in his hometown of Memphis. According to Fox 13 Memphis, Houston, age 21, was gunned down earlier this month on Friday, January 10th, while at a park in Memphis, Imogene Heights neighborhood. Now, this happened January the 10th, and we just not hearing about this 2 weeks later. Project Pat ain't spoke about it on social media. Juicy J, his uncle, ain't spoke about it in social media. So they got everybody confused. Everybody like, why are they trying to keep this a secret? I get you grieving Project Pat, but why ain't nobody really speaking on this young man murder? And they say he was taken out at a park. And some articles are saying there was a historical black neighborhood. He died in a special neighborhood. What does that mean? What does died in a historical black neighborhood mean? Because that don't necessarily mean it was a good neighborhood. Martin Luther King Boulevard is a historical black neighborhood. And go to any town in America, any city with a Martin Luther King Boulevard, it's the raggedy piece of shit you ever seen. If you go to a city and you looking for a spot to eat at, and you ask the people what's a good restaurant, and they say, yeah, just go to such and such on Martin Luther King Boulevard. Stay the hell away from it. Crackheads all on the street corner. People begging for change. So I want to know what type of neighborhood this was. Because calling the historical black neighborhood, it kind of make it seem like this might have been the hood. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't think this was an upstanding neighborhood he was really in. And everybody's saying Project Pat turned his life around. But what about all the other years Project Pat was living? What about the recklessness of Project Pat? What about his past life, his past transgressions? We got to look at everything. When there's a murder like this involving a 21-year-old son, his father is famous, his father is from the streets, could his father past potentially catch up to him? That's all I'm saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just asking the question. But let's continue. The shooting occurred just after 1 p.m. local time, with officers discovering Houston Jr.'s body while responding to a report of shots fired at Ketchum Road and Lone Street near Charging Park. So this happened at 1 p.m. broad daylight. Project Pat's son gets shot. He's dead on the scene when the police get there. And it was buried in the news for 2 weeks, and we just now hearing about it, and his funeral is this weekend. Okay. Just make sure y'all understand that. So this happened in broad daylight. I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm not questioning his movements, because 1 p.m. broad daylight, you're not expecting somebody to up the fire on you. But let's continue. No further details regarding the shooting have been released, and no suspects have been arrested at this time. Anyone with information regarding the death of Houston Jr. are urged to call Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. Now, if I'm Project Pat, if you want to solve the murder of your son, you gonna have to put out a cash reward. Everybody talking about you got money. Everybody saying you well off. Put out a $10,000 cash reward for any information leading to the arrest of the suspect, and I guarantee the case will get solved. The informant's gonna talk. Somebody gonna want that prize money. You know, there's a lot of snitches on the street. Somebody knows something. That's all I'm saying. Throw that reward money out there, and your chances of solving your son's case increases greatly. But let's continue. Houston Jr.'s father, Project Pat, offload a Memphis native, is one of the most successful and renowned rappers to emerge from the city over the past 3 decades. The brother of 3 6 Mafia member Juicy J, Project Pat joined Juicy's Hypnotized Minds label during the late 90s after serving several years in prison on a robbery conviction. So yeah, Project Pat got a pass. He served a substantial amount of time in prison on a robbery conviction. He's the brother of Juicy J. Now, everybody saying Project Pat got money, but I don't really think Project Pat really got that much money. It's Juicy J with the money. It's Juicy J writing all these hit songs. He getting writing credits, but Project Pat kind of played in the shadow now. He's doing ministry. You know, he's going to prison. He's a philanthropist. Now, he's doing great things. And I'm sad this happened to him, but I just hope Project Pat keep his faith in God. Because a lot of people saying this gonna turn out that old Project Pat. People saying they gonna pay for what happened. I'm not so sure about that. But let's continue. Releasing his debut album Getty Green in 1999, his popularity skyrocketed with the release of his sophomore album Mr. Don't Play Everything's Working. Powered by the hit single Chicken Head and Don't Save Her, the album peaked at number 4 on the Billboard 200 and was certified gold by the RIAA. The 51-year-old has since released several additional solo albums. Alright, so they just giving you the rundown on Project Pat. Now this is what I'm going to say about his son. 21 years old, it don't matter if he was in the streets or not. I'm pretty sure growing up in Memphis, he had street ties. I'm pretty sure growing up in Memphis, he ain't no stranger to the streets. And you got your father's last name. The streets don't care nothing about that. You're in Memphis. We know what this is about. We know you got to move cautiously through Memphis. I was in Memphis. Never go back. I was in Memphis I want to say 9 years ago. I was a real bummy dude. So I caught the Greyhound bus in Memphis. Worst experience of my life. Everything was exaggerated. The gangsters was overly thuggish, pants to their ankles, hat cocked all the way to the side. The females rolling their neck when they talk, snapping their fingers, wild hair. Everything was just exaggerated. It was like a minstrel show out there. I was like, man, I'm never coming back here. I ain't been back since. I don't drive through Memphis. I go around Memphis. So that's what I'm doing. But I want to send my condolences to Project Pat. RIP to his son. And I hope Memphis actually solved this case, because Memphis police is very incompetent. They don't really solve too many of these cases. You see, they very vague in the article. No further details. You can't give us no description, no vehicle description. You ain't got no still images or photos. What police work y'all been doing in 2 weeks? All y'all can tell us when Project Pat's son is dead. If you know any information, call us. We don't get no description. No still photos? That mean they ain't been doing their damn job. Let me tell you guys this news article, this news clip about the murder as well. And we're going to try to see something. Let's play it real fast.
The son of Memphis rapper Project Pat was shot and killed in the Bluff City earlier this month. This crime happened on January 10th in the area of Ketchum Road and Long Street.
Let's stop right there. He was shot at the intersection of Ketchum Road and Long Street. I need all my Memphis people to tap in. What type of neighborhood is that in? Is that the hood? Is that poverty stricken? Is that known for violence? Or is it an affluent neighborhood, a suburb? Let me know if anybody from Memphis is in my comment section, because I want to know what type of area this was in, because everybody being tight-lipped about it. But let's continue.
Memphis police identified the victim as Patrick Houston Jr. Houston is the son of beloved Memphis rapper Project Pat.
Now, that's his son. I'm trying to look at him. You can't really tell if he in the streets or not. I mean, you can't really judge a book by his cover. He got dreads. He throwing up the peace sign. Just look like a regular dude. He could be in the streets, but he could not, most people is not just a hardened thug. Some people just, dabble in the streets a little bit, know some street folks, but wouldn't really harm nobody. He might be one of those. Just because he Project Pat's son don't necessarily mean he was super thugged out. So let's be careful with the narrative we put out about him. He still deserved justice, no matter what he was doing. I'm just saying, but let's continue. At
this time, MPD has not released any details about what led up to the shooting or if there are any suspects in the case.
So yeah, they don't know. Memphis not gonna solve this. I told Project Pat, just put out a $10,000 reward and hopefully your son's murder gets solved. RIP to him. Condolences to Project Pat. Condolences to Juicy J. Now a lot of people are saying maybe he was sacrificed. A lot of people is accusing Juicy J and Project Pat of being behind it. Because they said this happened on January the 10th. Project Pat and Juicy J just going on about their life. We don't get no social media posts. We don't get that grieving paragraph. When most people die, when regular people die, we hop on Facebook, we hop on Instagram, we had that long post, we start sharing photos, because we going through the grieving process. We still in shock. So we just trying to say things that make us feel good. Everybody said, how come Project Pat ain't do that? How come Project Pat didn't come out with the grieving photo? How come Juicy J didn't come out with the grieving photo? That is your nephew. So maybe he was sacrificed. I don't think that's the case. I don't believe it, none of that. Even though I do get weird energy from Juicy J and Project Pat, I get weird energy from the whole 3 6 Mafia. I'm just being honest. Them were some weird dudes. They was always just a little off to me. If you just look at them and you hear them talk, it's just a weird looking dudes, man. So I don't agree with that. I don't think he was sacrificed. I just think it was some street stuff. Unfortunately, youngins, you know, conflict resolution, or it could be a robbery gone bad. Don't forget that. It could be some type of deal gone bad. You never know. That'll get you going about the streets as well. Because think about it. You could be going to sell a little something. People see that you lacking. They'll use that opportunity to F over you. So you got to be careful. It could be a lot of things and a lot of reasons why he's dead. So we can't really speculate right now until more details come out. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts about this whole situation. I want to know how you guys feel about it. Leave a comment. Share this video. I love you guys. Peace.